Hi, I'm Dr. Paul Jenkins. I'm a professional psychologist and parenting expert with 3 parenting secrets you were never told. You really need to know these. Let's jump right into these 3 parenting secrets. The last one is actually not just about parenting. You're going to see how it applies to everything else. Here's the first secret that they never told us about parenting. Parenting is simple. Wait, hold on. Did Dr. Paul just go crazy here? Simple and easy are not the same thing. Keep that in mind as we talk about this. The simplicity of parenting gets back to 2 primary ideas. The first one has to do with understanding your job. What's your job as a parent? Hey, if you've watched any other videos on this channel, you've probably heard me say this many times. Your job is to love them, no matter what, and even if. How much simpler could it be? Your job is not to make sure that anything. And we get sucked into that all the time as parents. We think it's our job to make sure that they do their chores. Well, how's that going for you? That one's easier than making sure that they speak respectfully, because you have even less control over that. How about making sure that they succeed in life? See, these are impossible tasks, and we drive ourselves crazy as parents sometimes, thinking that it's our job to make sure that anything. The simple job that we have as a parent is to love them no matter what, and even if. That's crucial to understanding our role as a parent. The other key idea that lends to this parenting is simple has to do with understanding a simple dynamic between control and maturity. As parents, we are constantly sharing control with our children. And when they're little, when they're first born, they can't do anything for themselves, so we have to do everything and we control their lives. As they get a little older or more mature, we start to back off on that control because they start to take more control over their life. Understanding that the trade-off between control and maturity is what drives every decision that we make about discipline and about relationship and about how much we need to intervene versus giving them the freedom and the control to do it themselves. Understanding that dynamic between control and maturity, simple. So we've got the 2 factors. Understanding your job as a parent is to love them no matter what and even if, and understanding the interplay between control and maturity. In our parent coaching programs, we have a full visual model that we can train you on about that control and maturity so you can understand it. But for purposes of this video, just understand how important it is to understand that interchange. The second parenting secret that they never really told us is that good parenting, positive parenting, benefits primarily the parent. Wait, isn't parenting for kids? Yes. And I'll argue all day that good parenting is important to kids. But the secret is that positive parenting benefits primarily the parent. Remember, I am a professional psychologist. I've worked for my entire career assisting people with their personal, professional, and family development. And I haven't found anything as powerful as parenting for personal development. If this were a course, we would have to charge lots of money for people to enroll because it is very effective in helping people to improve themselves. Positive parenting is primarily for the parent, and it benefits the children as well. That's kind of a strategic side effect. Think about it. You learn more about yourself in parenting than you do about your kids. You have multiple repeated opportunities to practice the traits and characteristics that you're trying to develop as a parent. And it can be really frustrating. I just want to throw you some hope. You're doing a good job. It takes a lot of practice, and as you develop the skill sets, they don't come naturally at first, and you go back to whatever you were trained, taught, and educated to do. Programming is a powerful thing. We were all raised by our own parents or people who did not give us a choice on what they were programming us to do or to think or how to be in our relationships or in our life. Programming, think about that for a minute. Like language, I was programmed to speak English. I didn't choose to speak English. I was programmed by people who didn't give me a choice. And you were programmed with whatever your native language is. Now, there's other languages, you can choose those, but they don't come naturally. That's why I wanted to acknowledge that what you're doing is a skill set. It's a powerful personal development program that you have enrolled in, and maybe you didn't even want to. Sometimes we get signed up for things that we didn't anticipate or that we didn't even really think we wanted. Parenting can be that way, but here we are. So use this opportunity for personal development. It's the most powerful personal development program that I know of. And positive parenting primarily benefits the parent. Hey, before I give you this last point, and since you're here, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. And if you can think of someone else that would really appreciate knowing this information, share this video with them. And now to the last secret. Remember, I told you this is one that's not just specifically for parenting. It applies there, but it applies to other aspects of life too. Pain is inevitable. That may not be a secret to you. Maybe you've already figured this out. If you're doing your job well, remember I told you earlier, your job as a parent is what? It's to love them. No matter what, and even if. And I promise you, if you do your job well, you will experience some pain. Because one of the hardest things on this planet is to love someone and to see them hurting or to see them going in a direction that doesn't lead to their happiness and their joy. As parents, that's what we want for our children. Our job is to love them no matter what and even if. As we do so, we get to experience some pain because we don't control the outcomes. I want you to be aware of that primarily because this is where I see parents bailing. This is where I see parents backing off from their job. If they stop loving their children so much, they don't have to experience so much pain. And this is why parents become very controlling too. You don't want to see your kids hurting. You don't want to see your kids failing or having consequences. And so you jump in and you micromanage and you control the situation where you really shouldn't or can't. That gets us into trouble all the time. I love the way Tim Hansel put this too. In his book, You Gotta Keep Dancing, Tim Hansel said it this way. Pain is inevitable. Misery is optional. That means that we have some choice in the matter for what we do with the conflicts and the difficulties and the pain that we're going to experience as we watch our children go through difficulties and trials. Those are the 3 secrets. That parenting is simple, that positive parenting makes the most difference primarily for the parent, and that pain is inevitable, but misery is optional. If you're new to this parenting thing, the next video you want to watch is the one that's queuing up for you right now, the 5 things every new parent needs to know. Join us over there on that video where my wife Vicki and I are going to share some important secrets for new parents.